Good morning, everybody. May the peace of the Lord be with you. I hope you're keeping safe. The weather has been particularly hot and sunny recently. If you do go outside, and I do hope you have the chance to get outside, please take care of yourselves. Cover up, use sun cream, and take a bottle of water with you. Now, today's tale is about an animal which was fierce, but really, he needed help. I hope you enjoy the story.
We have got to kill that wolf. There's no other way. The sooner we kill it, the better. A group of men armed with spears and bows and arrows stood talking, just inside the walls of the Italian city of Cabio. They were preparing to go out in search of the wolf that had been killing people and animals outside the city. Things had got so bad that crops lay in the fields unharvested because no one dared to go out to collect them in. Right, are we ready? Yes, let's go. Open the gates. No, wait! A man came hurrying up to the group, holding out his hands to make them pause. Immediately the men stopped. This was the famous Father Francis, a man known throughout Italy for his wonderful way with animals and birds. He looked like he had something important to say. Wait, my friends, said Francis. I know this wolf has done you terrible harm, but there may be another solution to the problem rather than killing him. The men looked doubtful. Francis went on. I will go outside the walls first. If I meet the wolf, I may be able to put things right. But he'll kill you. Please, let me try. The hunters reluctantly agreed. The great city gates were opened and Francis, unarmed, stepped out into the countryside. Behind him, people crowded onto the city walls to see what would happen. Slowly he began to walk along the dusty trail away from the gates. Meanwhile, lurking in a bush which overlooked the path, the huge wolf which had caused all of the trouble lay motionless and watchful. The wolf was starving as usual, but he couldn't understand why a man had left the city alone. Usually they came in groups these days and always carried weapons that the wolf knew could hurt him. The wolf watched and waited. Slowly the man came closer and closer. No one was following him, and he had no weapons in his hands. Now, thought the wolf, it was time to attack. Francis saw the huge creature bounding and snarling towards him. A gasp went up from those watching on the city walls. Surely the wolf would kill Francis. The wolf was close now, but Francis stood quite still, and as the wolf got nearer, he raised his hand and made the sign of the cross. For a moment the wolf seemed confused. It stopped its threatening headlong dash, slowed down, and crouched on the ground. Francis moved slowly towards the wolf, talking all the time in a soft voice, as if the wolf were a human. Calm down, calm down. You have done terrible things for which you should be punished, but I know you have only done them because you were starving and desperate. By now, Francis had reached the cowering creature, and to the astonishment of the people watching, he put out a hand and began stroking the wolf's head. Now, we're going to put this right, went on Francis. You and I are going back to the city, and I'm going to ask the people there to feed you and make sure that you are not hungry again. For your part, you must never hurt any living creature again. At this, the wolf slowly raised its paw, and Francis took it in his hand. Then, getting to his feet, he set off back to the city with the wolf following behind as if it were a trained dog. From that day on, the wolf lived at peace with the people of Cabio. Dear God, thank you for our families and friends. Please watch over them. Thank you for our school. Help us to learn each day, even when we have to stay away. Thank you for the health workers who toil so hard for all of us. Bless them and keep them safe. Amen.